Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is 3 Buck Theater here with a hot scoop, a hot lead brought to us from my man here, Mikey Sutton. That's right, the scoopster that the comic book movie industry probably really hates. This guy always has something, but today he's bringing us something big in regards to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This, of course, is not coming out until next year, but it does go into production here very soon. So he's got a bit of intel on what we should be expecting from the movie when it drops in 2021. First things first, what we got to take a look here is this movie is going to be heavily inspired by Steve Ditko, saying here that Marvel Studios is going to dive headlong into the psychedelic reality warps of Steve Ditko and aim for other tremendous otherworldly terrors. And I'll talk more about that here towards the end. But really, Ditko and Doctor Strange, they go hand in hand, right? The visual imagery brought forward by the co-creator of Doctor Strange and Spider-Man speaks volumes here all these decades later. And it's something you can tell that they really want to pull from. In fact, if you go back to the first Doctor Strange and look at Dormammu, you can see that there are some serious influences there. And that, of course, is going to be something that is really cool. So here's what we know in regards to the story. And with that, let's take a look here at the plot. So according to Mikey, this will center around something that Scarlett Witch does, that Doctor Strange is going to need to get some help because Scarlett Witch goes full ham and ends up causing a lot of chaos. So it says here that Doctor Strange will need a group of new guardians that will protect Earth from the portal that the Scarlet Witch ripped open for otherworldly terrors to invade our planet. And if you know the term otherworldly terror and what it refers to in regards to lore, you get an idea for what to expect. Now, who he's going to be teaming up with? Well, basically, it's going to end up forming the Illuminati. That's what Mikey is saying here, that Doctor Strange will end up forming the Illuminati. And that's going to be a very interesting thing, considering the fact that Iron Man is dead. Black Bolt, Namor, Reed Richards, and Professor X aren't even in the MCU just yet, although they did try Black Bolt with Anson Mount, playing him on the that one really terrible show that was on the Inhumans that we all saw. But according to the Marvel database here, when talking about the Illuminati, this is what they have to say. The Illuminati were a covert think tank originally consisting of Mr. Fantastic, Iron Man, Professor X, Doctor Strange, Black Bolt, and Namor. They met in secret for a number of years, sharing information and strategy, operating relatively successfully, initially despite their unique traits and considerable differences in nearly every way. And I think that's what's going to be really cool about the group, minus Iron Man's influence. But really what they say here is each of the original members represented a portion of the Earth's superhuman community and also had great power and or influence. Namor was king to the highly advanced underwater civilization of Atlantis, as well as a powerful mutant. Doctor Strange was a sorcerer supreme of Earth, representing mystics and outsider heroes. Reed Richards was the leader of the well-respected Fantastic Four, as well as the humans' most foremost scientists and a superhuman. Black Panther was a king of Wakanda, and Professor Xavier was the leader of the mutant superhero X-Men, a preeminent figure in the mutant community and a world-class telepath. Black Bolt was the king of superhuman inhumans and was himself one of Earth's most powerful superhumans. And finally, of course, Tony Stark was the leader of the Avengers as Iron Man, representing the establishment heroes acting in the US, and was also one of the world's greatest minds. They all brought with them a viewpoint and perspective unique to themselves, which really is interesting if you think about it now, right? Because what we know is Marvel has got all of these characters now back under the roof, all of these characters. So it does seem like the Illuminati being on the horizon could be very much something that Kevin Feige is working towards, because, but there's going to have to be some obvious changes, right? We know that. We know that there's no Iron Man, so they're going to have to replace him with somebody else. We don't quite know who that could be yet. However, according to Mikey here, Reed Richards and Professor X of the X-Men are going to make their debut in this movie. This is what he's saying, that this is being planned, that we're going to see Reed Richards and we're going to see Professor X of the X-Men. And we know Phase 5 is going to be dealing with Fantastic Four and the mutants. This is coming from Kevin Feige at San Diego Comic-Con 2019. But what he does also want to make sure people know here is that this is from private conversations that transpired before pre-production. And so any changes that might have happened since are now unknown. So there we have it on that one, just to be a grain of salt that things could change because this was a long time ago that he got this info. Now, apparently, Professor X, and this again could be subject to absolute change, will make his first MCU appearance in the Multiverse of Madness. And who knows who else are going to pop into the Illuminati. I would assume, if I had to guess, it would be Thor, because they are working on Thor Love and Thunder. They are going to want to find a way to tie it together, and Chris Hemsworth is not going to give up. He's not going to give up playing Thor. It's his best job. Why would he get rid of that? Anyway, moving on here. This is what they're going to be focusing a lot of the otherworld terror on. What Mikey Sutton himself has said is that these otherworldly terrors are going to be based upon the ideas of H.P. Lovecraft. And I think that does tie in a lot with the Steve Ditko influence. I think that Cthulhu and the other types of elder gods are going to be horrific enough to spook Doctor Strange in order to need him to put together something like the Illuminati in order to fight back against the portal that Scarlet Witch is going to open, if you believe what Mikey here said. Now, here's where things get really, really, really interesting. And I don't know how to take any of this right here. So take this, please, grain of salt. Who knows? But apparently, another thing that's being discussed for Scarlet Witch, for Wanda Maximoff's character, is that she apparently is going to be in the talks of reviving Black Widow. That is how they're going to bring back Black Widow into the MCU, that Scarlett Johansson's character will be revived. But how, you ask? How might that happen? How would they get her soul back from the Red Skull? How would they get it back? Well, it turns out apparently that according to this, what he says, his exact quote here is, "There has been talk of the Scarlet Witch reviving Black Widow after wrestling her soul away as she puts the hurt on Red Skull. Whether this happens in the Multiverse of Madness remains to be seen, but it is being plotted. According to multiple sources, Multiverse of Madness," well, we're going to talk about that here in a second, but what is going to be followed by? But so multiple sources are saying this is what's going to go on. Here's why I think this could be a reality. The Black Widow movie opens early May. The first trailer is dropped. Hype for the movie is high. This is looking to be a 1 billion, if not more, grossing film. People do like Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, and she's finally going to get a movie right at the time when her character dead, a year after her character has been killed. Why not aim for a trilogy? Why not aim for more movies? Why not find a way to return her soul after being, wrestled away from Red Skull, or whoever can get the information, and then bring her back? I mean, look, the crazier things have happened in regards to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? We had half the universe, half the galaxy, half everything get wiped out and then brought back. I'm pretty sure nothing is permanent in this world, right? Nothing is permanent. But one of the cooler things that Mikey does touch upon here is what will be coming in regards to Doctor Strange 3. Now, this is just off the top. This is what he says. Now, after Multiverse of Madness, Triumph and Torment is in development, or is in talks. And this is going to be the story in which Doctor Strange goes to hell with Doctor Doom to rescue his mother from Mephisto. Now, again, this is where I do think, in essence, we are going to be seeing some elements of these franchise go, because it is going to go crazier and harder and nuttier. And why not dive into it, right? Just dive into it. Audiences have come this far. You've already got them hook, line, and sinker. And these are some of the crazier stories they can tell. And especially because a lot of people are going to be looking forward to Doctor Doom being the next big bad, they're going to probably want a lot more screen time with them. So why not do Triumph and Torment? Now, we don't know if this is going to be in the movie or not. We don't know if Doctor Strange 2 is going to have this, but I would argue that Kevin Feige is looking at any and all possibilities, that he's looking at any and all ideas for how to go forward with these characters. They've talked about going into the cosmic. Why not just go into the weird, right? Just go 100% into the weird and people will follow. If they want to start playing up the Steve Ditko side of things, which I've heard mentioned before, this is going to come in line with DC attempting to tap into Jack Kirby for the New Gods, which Ava DuVernay is working on. If I have that correct, I might have that wrong. But she's looking on going into the New Gods, which is going to be a DC film tapping into the crazier side of the psychedelic side. And Marvel's going to want to undercut and kneecap DC at every step of the turn. So why not dive into the crazier art of Ditko and give fans what they want, which is clearly more stories like that. And if you can do it by bringing in Reed Richards and Professor X and Doctor Doom and start playing and start really building up those franchises, The MCU has legs that will last it probably well after Kevin Feige and the rest of us have died. But anyway, these are just my thoughts on this one here. What do you guys think about this? Let me know down in the comments below. I look forward to your thoughts. I look forward to your opinions. Thank you so much. Be sure to thumbs up the video, subscribe, all that jazz. And if you made it this far, go ahead and type multiverse into the comment section so I know you guys made it, and I appreciate it. If you want to help support the channel, patreon.com/Matt Jarbo really does help out right now. We are in absolute low CPM mode right first couple months of the year. YouTube is just going to be restricting stuff. It's terrible. Anyway, thank you guys very much. Have yourself a great day, and peace out. Hey, thank you very much for watching the video. If you want to keep the conversation going, and if you made it this far, you clearly do, come on in and join the Discord. Link is in the video description. Can't wait to see you there. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.